So y'all know that Anthony Blackwell guy that found Hannah's information and everything? Where is his page? I was trying to see if there was any updates, and I remember last night before I went to sleep, his page was there, but like now it's completely gone. Like I can't find anything.
The night of the funeral, I stayed the night with my mama at their house. Tony was there. He tried to have sex with me that night.
All sorts of really messed up stuff is happening. Hannah Hyatt, Nurse Hannah, 17 Diapers lady. All right, there's been a epiphany. There's been this weird stuff that's been going on in the Hannahverse, and it hasn't necessarily been coming from 17 Diapers lady's end surrounding her. But we've got some things to clear up, because I in fact made reference to this guy right here in my last video. His name's Anthony Blackwell or something, and he managed to find where Hannah lived, managed to find their real estate license and reported them to the nursing board and the real estate people, and then also got hold of CPS and then encouraged other people to do the same thing.
Got you, Hannah, and I did find your home address, and I'm going to report you to CPS because that shit don't fly with me. Hi, Hannah. I know you don't know me. My name's Anthony. Now, during the day, I typically do remodel and repair on houses, but on the side and for fun, I like to find people that like to around and find out. And guess whose turn it was tonight?
Well, since then, apparently CPS has been overloaded with calls, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calls. But what has come out about this man right here, actually from his own family's mouth, is absolutely despicable, wild, disgusting, if true. So we're just going to be talking about that, because if I hadn't have made reference to him in my past video, I probably wouldn't have mentioned it, because the audience wouldn't have been aware. But I literally made a video, and a bit of that video was talking about him being like, wow, that's some really sneaky detective skills going on there. And a lot of people were saying, so a lot of people were going yeah, it's good that people have reported. And then other people were like, this guy gives me weird vibes. I don't know, I'm getting weird vibes from this guy. And maybe your intuition was actually right. Obviously mine wasn't.
Hey guys, I just wanted you to know tonight I'll make the first video telling you guys who I am, a little bit of my backstory. And then I've also got some confirmation that Friday when I go live, I know that I'll have the little sister and one of the cousins that he SA'd. I was not expecting for all this. So if you guys can just be very patient with me. I have a full-time job as well. Thank you for caring. Thank you for listening. That means the world to us, that, we're being heard.
Actual update on what's going on with Nurse Hannah. Now, we had some people who have come out and they've actually received calls back from Child Protective Services or whatever's going on. I will leave a clip of just one of the many people who have been contacted by, just to say basically stop ringing, and to say that things are being dealt with.
So I finally received a phone call back from Utah. I think it actually came the day before. I finally spoke to someone from Utah, and I'm not exactly sure how it works there. I don't live there, but what I'm told is there was thousands of inbound calls to not only CPS but also to the sheriff's office for well checks. And what's happening now is that new people that are still seeing my viral video and many other viral videos on here about Nurse Hannah are still calling in once they find her address. And this is causing an overflow of calls to that system. It is being handled. Like I said, I don't know their exact process there.
Also, People magazine released an article as well. Yes, they are currently under investigation, and that doesn't surprise me considering the amount of calls. Now, would they have been under investigation had this guy right here not have told people where to go? I'm not too sure. He released 3 different videos. I posted 2 of them, but on the 3rd video I went to go and watch it and his account was removed. I can't find his account. I don't know if it's just on my end, but his account is nowhere to be found, and that's because of a load of information was coming out about him from his own family. Now, this is coming from half biological sisters, and then I think it was a stepsister and some cousins or half cousins, whatever the case may be, coming from the family, some biologically related, some not, saying that he had SA'd them. And he's like that. Yeah, allegedly. Now, I'm going to try and break this down, but there is a woman called Tony Ashley Smith 7, and she made a post saying, guys, I will be posting a more detailed video on who I am and my story later on, and I will go live Friday night. I was not expecting to be heard, and I wasn't not expecting anyone to truly care and want to know, but I want you all to know that I just wanted Tony, who is Anthony, to take accountability for the pain he caused. And no, I don't know if he was hurt as a child, but I do know he never stopped hurting others. And when it came to light that the people who chose to love me as family, even though I wasn't blood, was hurt, I found that voice. He keeps running. We want answers. Also, for the person who commented that it looked like I was under the influence, October 26, 2020 is my clean date. I have a drug court plaque if you need proof of that. I'm not going to show the entirety of one of her videos where she goes into detail about her whole past, but I will leave in a segment. We'll leave it linked to the description box. What I will say is that this woman, if obviously what she's saying is factual, I don't see why she'd have any reason to lie. She's been through hell and back. She had a brother that passed away, trigger warning, from, you know, the mental causations that he was essayed as a child. And what she'll always say is that hurt people, and apparently essay, it runs in the family, which is absolutely horrific. She's had an extremely messed up time, and I think a lot of her siblings as well, half siblings, full siblings, I'm a bit confused over who's related to who, but yeah, there's been some real trouble in their life.
I don't want to be known on TikTok as the stepsister that got sexually assaulted by her stepbrother. My name is Tony Ashley, and I do have a story. God said use the pain from my story to help people with theirs. Maybe give you a voice. Maybe make you comfortable enough and safe enough to come out and share your truth.
She wants him to show accountability for the hurt he's caused. I will leave a snippet of the end of one of her quite lengthy videos, but I will leave it linked in the description box.
And again, please, I ask that you guys keep your comments about anything negative as far as my parents goes. Again, this is my story, and this is my life, and I'm just trying to give you guys the raw story. I don't want to have any dark secrets, and I feel comfortable enough to share these things with you guys. My grandma got me into therapy as a child, and I would always go in there and talk to them because of all of the SA that had happened in my life. The trauma that I have picked up from my mom and dad never being there, to the fact that hurt kids hurt kids. And if you don't know what that phrase meant by hurt kids, only a sexual assault victim will understand what I'm saying by that. When my brother Daniel took his life is when I came back and had something to do with my mother, my stepdaddy Matthew, which is also Tony's biological father, and my baby sister Tiffany. The night of the funeral, I stayed the night with my mama at their house. Tony was there. He tried to have sex with me that night. Rub on my thigh, whisper in my ear, blow on my neck. I was 14 at that time. You guys would have never heard my voice if it weren't for the fact that numerous of my baby cousins who didn't have to love me, that chose to love me, was hurt by this man. But God has a way to bring someone's darkness to light and give someone like myself a purpose. I have signed my rights away to my children, but I believe coming on this app to tell my story is the most stressful, hardest thing I can do, because I don't know if you guys can keep up with me. I'm sorry to get emotional. Ever since my grandmother's died, she was the one that, you know.
She does also say that her and her half-sister, I think, and then her cousin are going to come on and fully explain their side of the story. They're going to do a live, I think, on Friday, something a bit like that, to give more information, of course, if anyone is curious. But she comes out with receipts. So listening to that story is just absolutely horrific. And of course, if true, you have to always say the words, like, I hate doing it, but you have to say the words, if true, allegedly, especially like when you're making videos, like, you just got to. You know, if true, then what a despicable thing. People were going around and they were saying, you know, how is he able to find people this quickly? Like, what is going on? I can't believe like somebody like that would put themselves in a position where they're then going after people, like other people who, you know, are hurting their children, but he also hurt children. The whole thing is just extremely grim. She does also go on and she shares some messages. The Tiffany that she's talking about, she then also posts a screenshot of her. Hi, I'm Tiffany Blackwell, Anthony Blackwell's biological half-sister. Anthony Blackwell, the guy who is a hero. Then goes on to say, he messages our dying father who he hasn't spoken with since 2020. Messages between him and our father who is dying of cancer. I will let Tony read that one out.
Okay, hey guys. So Tony actually has messaged our father. And this is what the text message reads. Anthony. Hey, I am so blown away right now. Why is Ashley saying these things like that? Y'all know this isn't true. Our daddy's response. That's probably about the size of it, and I can't control anything either. Apparently, I'm dead to y'all, so lose my number and don't even bother to show up. You're not welcome. My daddy's dying of cancer, guys.
Also, messages he sent me, his biological half-sister, when I was 20. This was March 2029, I'm guessing 2019. And the series of messages is, I find, pretty icky, considering, like, biological half-sister. So, for instance, he's saying stuff like, because as a human, I need sleep. She's saying, do they not sleep at night? They do now mostly, but when they were young, no, they did not, and I do not appreciate you laughing at me. And she said, you're old, that's why you need sleep. You can't hang out with the babies. He said, you better watch it. She said, haha. He said, I can do just as good as you. Just because you are younger doesn't mean I couldn't hang with you. Asking things like, why? Like, why don't you take pics? She says, I just don't. He's like, great example. Is it bad that I'm a weirdo? I mean, it's not like I care. I'm proud of it. I think I'm going to sit in the tub. Just, like, messages where there's nothing specifically that, like, he's being explicit in what he's saying, but I would think of that as a bit of a strange interaction between, like, you know, a so-called, like, brother and a sister. I don't know, something's not quite sitting right with me there. Accompanied with the fact of Tony's story and the fact that he's actually done this to cousins. Looking pretty grim. It doesn't look great, and allegedly they're going to go on a live and they're going to expose exactly what has been going on. The reasoning why, obviously, like she said, Tony wanted to bring it to the forefront because everyone was calling this guy a hero, when in actuality, if what they're saying is true, he's a pretty deplorable human being. And it does just go to show that you're never 100% sure. Like, anyone online could literally be anyone, but you know, if it's true and he's done that kind of stuff to people he's even related to, why on earth is he then coming out and like crying like child abuse and like trying to get involved with this? It's icky, but he's not online anymore, and that kind of leads me to believe that maybe this is actually true. If he is coming out and he's not trying to defend himself, he's literally just running in the opposite direction. He's disabled everything, and he was getting a lot of views on those videos.
But on the side and for fun, I like to find people that like to around and find out. And guess whose turn it was tonight?
It's just like a weird one. It's like you can't trust anyone on the internet. I swear to you, you cannot trust anyone. I'm not entirely sure what to do with the last video that I made. I think I might like edit out parts of that video or put like a little caption or something in the pin comment. Did you guys catch her? They actually, I don't know what TV show this was or whatever, I literally just saw it on my FYP. She did like a talk show about the Dirty Diapers incident, and it's now only just aired, and I'm just really confused. I'm like, why are we airing this? Surely the people who are in charge of it like must have seen the news. I don't really know. I think that was a bit of a bad decision. Like, she obviously wasn't being interviewed right then and there.
No wonder my house friggin' stinks right now.
Okay, the audience is groaning and moaning bravely in this hot seat. 25-year-old new mom, Hannah Hyatt. That's her viral video. Welcome, Hannah, from Salt Lake City, Utah, to the TFM. My darling Hannah, over 6 million.
Y'all said she got arrested.
appreciated your honesty. They said
This
thank you
was
for being real,
posted
honest, and strong. Somebody said you got
She wasn't being interviewed in present time. I think that was like a, you know, a backed up clip that they're now posting. Even so, do these people just not read the news? Do they just not really care about it? My own personal opinion with that is that I think she did it as rage bait. I don't actually think she did it under the guise of, oh, us mums sticking together and all mental health and postpartum depression. I don't actually think that was the case. I think she was just doing it for rage bait. So then when people put that kind of label on it, she then ended up on like talk shows and whatnot. She's just as confused as everyone else does at why she's even there. But that is pretty much all I've got to say on this topic of conversation. Stay safe out there. Do not trust anyone on TikTok. And if there's any more updates on the situation, of course, I will give it to you. I'm going to go and try and do something with that last video that I made. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.